A surprising twist in a tense war narrative, and a quiet technology shift that is now making headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, as tension continue across the Gulf region, a new claim has emerged about how the US is adapting its defense strategy. And this time it involves Ukraine, a base under pressure. The focus is Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, a highly sensitive military location located roughly a few hundred miles from Iran, and strategically very important for the US operations in that particular region. Well, according to reports that are being circulated, this particular base, it has faced repeated drones and missile threats since the regional tensions escalated, right? Some claims even suggest damage to equipments, damage to infrastructure during the past incidents. And who's behind that? Iran. However, detailed official breakdown of all such events that remain limited to the public records. If you see the modern warfare these days in this particular region, well, it is no longer just about jets or missiles. It is increasingly about low-cost drones and precision strike. Small system, but they are capable of creating large disruptions, what they did in West Asia. And this is where the whole concern begins. Traditional defense systems, they are being tested, and that too in ways that were not originally designed for. Well, there is a shift in new technology. Now comes the key development that is being reported. The US is said to be using a system called SkyMap, a digital tracking and battlefield awareness tool, just to improve detection and response capability. You know what makes this notable is the claim that elements of this system, they have connections to Ukrainian developed battlefield technology that is used in modern conflict environment. So this reflects a larger trend here. Battle-tested system from one war, they are being adapted for another. And this matters. Why? Because earlier defense layers in the region, including systems like THAAD and other missile defense platforms, are designed primarily for the larger aerial threat. But here analysts argue that small drones, they are harder to detect. Swarm attacks complicate the interception, and low-cost system can overwhelm the high-cost defenses. So militaries are now adjusting in real time. Failed defense or evolving warfare? That's the question. Some reports suggest that earlier system, they struggled to fully prevent all the attacks on the allied bases in the Gulf. But defense experts, they question against very simple conclusions here, because modern conflicts, they are not about system failing once. It's about consistently evolving threat environment. Then there is human cost. There are also claims that are circulating about damage to aircraft, infrastructure, and even casualties during the past incidents. However, official claims of any specific losses, it varies depending on the source and timeline. Though what is clear is this: the region has seen repeated security incidents involving drones and missiles. And each one, it has pushed militaries just to adapt further. And you know why Ukraine enters this story? Because Ukraine has become one of the most closely watched testing grounds for modern drone warfare. Techniques developed there, specifically the tracking, mapping, counter-drone system, they are now being studied and adapted globally. So the mention of Ukrainian-style system, it is less about politics and more about technology transfer in the modern war condition. It's quiet but important shift though. There is no official statement describing the panic or emergency request here. But what is visible is something more subtle, a shift in how militaries think, from heavy missile defense system to flexible, software-driven battlefield awareness too.